Hello, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds Untitled Universe, DW for short, and you're watching Disney Channel. Anyway, in this video, we are back with our Painting Diaries entry number 4, but Black History Edition, and today we will be painting, as you probably saw in the beginning, Miss Josephine Baker. Painting diaries, it's basically like my scattered thoughts in a video while painting. You know, hence the diary is like a little journal entry, you know? And so for this Black History Month series, I didn't want to be like it's not a biography. This is not a biography. Blah, 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 blah. This is not a biography channel. I'm not out here just like spitting like, if you didn't know this about this person, blah, 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 blah. I'm not that type of person, but I really wanted to talk about the qualities of these women, specifically Black women, that inspire me in my everyday life and allow me to look at different aspects of my life a bit differently, and basically how I can improve and do better and apply their philosophies to my life. Okay, so moving on. Josephine Baker, first Black woman international superstar. Okay. I realized I missed the opportunity to say that she is also the first international Black super spy.
I'm an international super spy!
Yeah. Miss Queer Icon, civil rights activist, you know, the hero, the muse. Okay? She's so iconic, right? She's just that girl. She's just that girl. But I really did struggle a bit, like, about what to pinpoint about her life and her philosophy, or basically how she lived her life and how to apply it to my life. And I just felt like there wasn't just one thing that I could name. And I was just like, you know what? Like, there are just so many things. Like, one thing that stuck out to me is she's a self-taught dancer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a self-taught dancer. Of course, I had classes later in life, but like, I started out, I was teaching myself, like, hello. So I was thinking about that, but then I was thinking about her purpose and how she used her artistry for a bigger and better purpose to fight and save humanity, essentially, and how she is just like this trailblazer for Black women globally. And you know, like, I can't, she's just, I don't know, she's just bigger than words can describe for me. And I'm not one for, you know, I don't use my words all that well, but I hope whatever, you know, I'm spewing about in this upcoming clips makes sense and that you could resonate with it a little bit. And yeah, so we're going to get into our painting portion of Miss Josephine Baker. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so here's the deal. We're gonna try to kind of mellow it out a little bit this video. Last week I was a bit high strung. I was just really stressed out. I had a lot of stuff going on. So we're gonna try to chill out. So as you know, we are talking about Miss Josephine Baker, okay? Full name, Frida Josephine McDonald. Okay, she made a name for herself. She got a new last name. She was like, Baker is it. I don't know who McDonald is, but it ain't me. And allegedly, her and Frida Kahlo had a little situation going on. I do know they were close, but like, I don't know if it's like actually proven that they had a relationship at some point. But I mean, if they did, like, her real name was Frida Kahlo. Yeah, you know, I think that's so cute to me. I don't know. Anyway, Miss Josephine Baker was a self-taught dancer, singer, actress, queer icon, civil rights activist, and a World War II hero. I had to say that slowly because something about 2 W's. I cannot say it back to back. But yeah, like, she was amazing. Like, she was literally an icon, right? And here's the thing. There is so much that I want to say about her, but I legit cannot pinpoint one thing that I just want to talk about. And like, she's literally everything to me. Like, between her and Eartha Kitt, I love them down. Like, she's my fave. And so in this talking portion, there's just so much I want to say that I cannot fit into like freaking 10 minutes. But just everything about her essence and her life story just gives, you know, the idea that it's just bigger than just you. Like, your art and the things that you do, it's bigger than just you. Like, she started out, you know, being born into poverty, and she was like, you know what, I can dance and I can make people laugh, and that's going to be my ticket. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of this space in my life, because, you know, even if it wasn't a fully formed idea, she knew for a fact that she was meant for more and bigger things. You know, it may not have been what she thought, but, you know, from a very young age, she definitely knew what she brought to the table, what she could do, what she was good at, and she did with what she had, and she made it work. And that is not to say that she didn't go through her fair share of trials and tragedies, but, you know, it never gave that it was about the negativity in her life. Like, she just knew that she was a light in people's worlds, despite what that came with, and the places that she had to go and the things that she had to deal with. She just knew that, okay, there is something that I have that only I can possess, and the world is going to take it whether they like it or not. And she made something out of herself. She really reinvented herself, but at the same time, she was so sure of herself. And that's something that I have to really take account of for my own life. Like, I realized that, and I think I said this last video, that Black women, we do not have time to be unsure of ourselves. You know, we know what we have, we know the things that we bring to the table, and if we have it, work with it. And if we work with it, growth will come. She genuinely created and lived from a place of authenticity. And a lot of the times, like, people nowadays don't want to be authentic to themselves. You know, we see somebody else doing something, you're like, well, maybe I can do that. Or, well, this person is better than me than this. And so if I just changed up and if I just did this, and then that's how we're like sucked into imposter syndrome, which imposter syndrome as a creative is inevitable. It really is. But at the same time, it's like nobody can do what you do at all. Like, sorry, but nobody can do what you do. And she knew that. She knew that. And that's what, like, I just genuinely love that about her. And here's the thing, this is not a new idea, right? I bet we as artists hear this all of the time, but it rings true. Like, you might think an area or a career is like very oversaturated, but they haven't experienced you yet. You have a purpose, whether you know it or not, in somebody else's life. You may be the reason why somebody else starts an art journey. You just never know what you can add to somebody else's life. And, you know, big or small, an impact is an impact. Actually, a small impact is a huge impact. The smallest thing, the smallest seed planted can produce so much. Like, you know, like, do you really, like, are you grasping what I'm saying? Listen, I ain't trying to be no like motivational speaker or whatever, but you know, I felt that because most of the time, like, I'm talking about these things because they're my inner thoughts, no matter how scattered they are. Like, I'm saying this stuff to myself as well, because obviously, like, this series is just about me painting these women who inspire me and, you know, make me want to view my life and the things that I do differently. I mean, I don't think she realized how big that she would be in this world. Like, ma'am, what's that thing called? The Pantheon? I'm sorry. Wait. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, she was the first Black woman to ever be inducted into France's Pantheon. And, like, she was the world's first black internationally famous superstar, basically. Like, what the, like, she was that girl and she knew it. And that's like, yeah, know that you are that girl. Know that you are that girl. I was about to say something else, but know that you are who you think you are. You know what I mean? Even if it's hard to kind of push through the imposter syndrome, because I'm in that place now, and it's not a fun place. It is not a fun place to have to really tell yourself something differently than what your mind is telling you, like the negative things that your mind is telling you. And this sucks that this is 10 minutes of footage, and I really want to speak more about her, and I actually think I might do a bigger piece of her for next month, because it's Women's History Month and she is literally everything. So yeah, like, I might do a bigger piece of her because I want to talk more about her and her accomplishments and her achievements, and like, girl, like, she was that girl. So with our last few minutes, I do want to talk over the painting process just for a little bit, and it's not much, it's a little 8x10 canvas, and of course I did not film the beginning of the painting because it started off horrible, and sometimes I just don't want the camera on. I know that is a part of what I do, but like, sometimes I just want to choose peace for myself in my creative process, and that's what I did here. And of course, turned the camera on when I felt comfortable enough. But as you can tell, like, she didn't really go through that many changes, but definitely I wanted to do a more colorful piece, like a more two-toned piece. Of course, the reference photo was in black and white, and I was like, you know what, regardless of like most of her clips being in black and white, because she was born in freaking 1906, I was like, she had such a colorful and fun personality, so I just wanted it to make it a lot more colorful. And it was giving Betty Boop, of course, because Betty Boop was based off of Josephine Baker. And also, like, something about the background and the colors gave like Looney Tunes vibes. Like, I don't know, but that's just how I see it. Like, it does give like Looney Tunes, and she was like very animated and very, she's just very out there, and I love that about her. And I really love this piece. It's one of my favorites, and I just really enjoyed working on it. And so yes, I am definitely going to do a larger piece next month, and I'll show you the reference that I know for a fact that I want to paint. But I just think she's just a beautiful human being inside and out. She knew exactly who she was and what she had to offer, and that's my inspiration forever. Okay, here she is, my girl. Yep, like I said, this was probably one of my favorite pieces to work on. She's basically, I don't know, it was just my favorite. I really like the colors that I used and how colorful and fun it is. And yeah, that's basically that. I do plan, I know I said this like 3 times already, but I do plan to do a bigger portrait of her because she's just so iconic, and she's like, I think all women can just aspire to just look at her life and really take great inspiration and great key lessons from this woman. All in all, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and stay on the lookout for the next 2 entries of Painting Diaries Black History Month edition. Bye. Oh, I was trying to get a pregame in.